Hi everybody. It's about noon, and I thought we might take a quick run through of what the day has brought us so far. I'm assuming I have audio. Hello. Okay, great. Thanks. Um, anyway, this morning there's a couple things I wanted to point out to you. If you've looked at my chart, I finally broke down. I think I'm okay with this, and I put the trend catcher on this main chart. Um, I I debated about that for a while, but I took a lot of things off of it. I just turned them off so that the only thing that I used it for was the entries, and not every entry, but when I saw an entry, I like to be able to confirm that entry with the trend catcher. So I put it on, and hopefully it doesn't get too chunky and gobbled up. But I want to show you something because this is typical of trading crude oil for those of you who like to do it. You see, after our Christmas light thing that went on for hours, right about 9:30, crude oil got the memo to move. So it certainly did, just right straight up to Mount Everest practically. But what I wanted to show you, because this is something that we're going to see over and over, and once you learn to recognize it, you can take advantage of it. We've got a huge, settlement right here is, I'm sorry, let me get my pointer. There we go. Settlement Avenue right here. This is the main drag of any little town in my world you're trading in. And it's very, very significant because if you can first ballpark yourself into, are we north or south of settlement, you've probably got half of the decisions for your trades made right there. But now that we've got this EMA line on here, I really like this thing to keep you in the trend instead of trying to hop in and out and in and out, which I think is not a good use of, from a business standpoint, of using your capital to create a bunch of commissions for your brokerage. But crude oil seems to have the number 3. These bus drivers seem to have that firmly in their mind. And if they are going to test something, and they have tested it once, like this tested this line once, and twice, and the third time pushed off. The third time tends to be a charm. And if you notice the other direction, it went up here and established a high of the day right here, and it tested it once and failed, and twice and failed, and got up here, and we still had an orange chop here, but all of a sudden the third time, which is what I would expect, it blasted right through there. So then where is it going? Well, you have a number of stops. So let's just say that you did catch that. We're green. We have green candles here. We're above the EMA. So and it's the third try on here. So if you had an order, for instance, a buy stop sitting maybe 1 or 2 ticks above this high and got picked up by the bus right here, you could have reasonably taken off your trade right here, or you could have taken it off up here at this magnet level, or the more likely place, is the deviation. And if it was showing, uh, especially a confirmation on the 6 tick, you can go back and check that out. But if it is right there, then you could reasonably expect this thing to go on up maybe to this uh, red zone, or even the this major magnet. But certainly I would be ready to get out, take profit right here. That's pretty good. That's pretty good profit on that trade of let's see, from about 70 up to 35 or 40. That's 65 or 70 ticks available on that trade. Now, if you're trying to uh, keep with this new bar system on here, you still have the EMA, and look at the distance right here between this EMA and this. You could reasonably expect that you were going to get into a little back off here, and it might proceed on up, because you've got a, if you were going to get stopped out and you had moved your trailing stop up, this, you probably would have gotten stopped out here. But it's better, I think, to get a bigger picture of this. So if you're trying to trend trade this, because we're going to have some big trends now that the volume has come back. This is an altogether different animal than it was over the summer months. But if you were doing that and you still have so much distance out here, then you could be prepared to sit through this and take it on up at least to this deviation, the this next deviation, or tighten up everything and take it up until you got stopped out, maybe up in this area. And that would certainly be plenty. I would get nervous as soon as I saw this red candle turn back down here, because you don't know. I would rather get in a couple of times, but this whole entire run went from right down in this 70 range all the way up to, say, the bottom of this 20. That's about, what, 190 ticks in there. I'm not real good at doing all this math in my head, so, but anyway, it would make your tick bank very happy, is what I'm saying. And you got a number of opportunities with these green apex formations, so keep that in mind. Plus, the trend catcher all along here had still, it was giving you some of these places to get in or out. If you like to trade that with the flips, you can certainly put those on your own chart. This is a matter of getting everything adjusted to what works for you. But up here, when you have this red zone and then you're waiting for this, yes, from the time it changed, you could have scalped this down. But if you're going to be consistent with this, you're waiting till it goes below your EMA, all red, and then take it down. This is not my cup of tea for doing that. I'm not that confident with it yet, but who knows, we may. But even if you are just scalping this, the scalps in this that are available are many. You can scalp it from the deviation to the magnet, and you can scalp it from the magnet back up again. This move between 4760 and this magnet is about 4730. That's 30 ticks. That is a very viable reversal trade right there from from right here to right here. And if you look at your 6 tick, it will be a lot easier for you to see those shorter runs. But they are, I mean, it doesn't take more than a couple, 2 or 3 of those to make you, oh, whoops, sorry, to make you have a little bit fatter account. Or you could have even taken it down to the magnet. So these things are things to watch for. We'll all get a little better with this, I think. So don't hesitate. If you are practicing with this and having some good success, let us all know how you're doing that. When you see, let's see, this is 1, 2, 3. When you see 4 of these up big tall candles, at 4, you can expect you're going to get a turnaround. At 5, you can be almost positive you're going to get a turnaround up there. Nothing keeps going forever and ever and ever. You're well above the ice green line. So we'll see. This is putting in the heads up warning on them. The MVP. But I kind of like this, and I put a doorbell alert on here to, you can drag these, put it right here. For instance, if you were waiting for it to go to a certain point and you don't want to sit there and watch it every second, or if you get distracted doing something else, then you've got an audible that'll get your attention right quick. It looks like bonds are being very happy since this morning when they dropped off, and the dollar has maintained. This is a very strong dollar. It's at 96.50 now. That's pretty high for it. The indices seem to be in a bit of they haven't taken a really good trend, but there have been some good trades available on those. And certainly the euro, if you were a Forex pairs trader, the euro dollar today gave you some serious opportunities. So, and we've got volume right now. It's going to be interesting to see. We're a little over 350,000 contracts right now in volume. And in the afternoons, going into the pit close, that gets up to around, it's been getting up to 600 and 650 even, which is, that's a lot of contracts going through there. So let's see, the last 30 down you marked were chalk colored candles. They are. Jim, the thing with those is this all takes a little experience, but I'm used to using the magnets to the deviations to the magnets to the deviations. And so for me, I can see that. The scary part is that I think I'm getting kind of a filter on my brain because I know Daryl, that's what I say about Daryl. You could hook one of those plastic fly swatters up to a data feed and Daryl could make a great deal of money trading off of it. I've never seen anything. You can give him any kind of a chart and he has the ability to see through stuff. So it's just how you like to trade. Let's see. Bob is asking about the weekly magnet, these big fat magnets. Bob, those are basically huge volumes from, I have a big fat notebook that I've been writing down volume numbers in crude oil forever. And so I go back into my book every week and divine those out of my big fat book I've kept forever. Kelly, template. Yes, there is a template in there. I took the template and modified the colors a little bit. And I don't even know what I did to it. Now Nurse Ratchet now has the ability to put templates in that toolkit for us, because it's a lot easier since we're all the ones that are trading. When we see something we'd like in a template, just let us know, because that's not such a big deal as when we had to go to the programmers and they didn't really know what we were talking about. And so if anybody wants this for a template, just let me know. I don't know if I can drag and drop it out of my file into Hotcom, if that works. I can try that. I don't know if it'll work or not, but I'll pull it out of the file and stick it in there. Okay, that was the doorbell on something that I had set over here, right at the EMA. Yes, I know, answer the doorbell. So the other interesting thing is that Brent really led crude oil up this morning. It doesn't happen a great deal faster, but if you kind of monitor it, you can see it just gives me a comfort level to trade with that thing, where I can see a little 30-minute chart kind of like this one, and things seem to happen just a little bit faster there. So I hope that helps. If there's anything you'd like for me to ever go over, just let me know, because I'm kind of talking to myself basically. Also, I will not be coming on at 2 o'clock this afternoon. I have to take off and get some things done. So I will catch you all in the morning, and we'll see what the crude oil. I think we've had some really good trades this morning on this, and I'll see if I can get the template for this into here. That I think it's defaulted, Robert, and the EMA is defaulted, and I think it's 50 if I'm not mistaken. Let me look here. What is the diagnostic EMA? Yeah, it's 50. It's not defaulted. Okay, well maybe on the template that I fished out. The name of the template, Lori, that I started with, gee, I don't know. I think it's the sharpshooter iZone. Yeah, the iZone sharpshooter. That's right. And I turned a number of things off in there because it was making me crazier than I already am. Anyway, I will catch you all in the morning, and happy trading. This has been my view from my world in Apex land.